what it is and what it ain't. Cowboy Nation and Cowboy Headquarters. It's your boy G, the #1 Cowboy fan. Have to come at you live, direct, and correct. And as y'all can see, I got another guest today. Y'all, I don't know what's going on, but everybody's trying to take over my channel. But look at him. We just had Freddie D, clickety clack, I am back. And the boy got over almost 100 darn likes. Yeah. So, who do we have the pleasure of sitting here and talking with this evening? All right, it's Miss Hampton. Miss Hampton, what's going on? Glad you can join us and sit in with us for a minute.
Is that a hint?
Boy, I'm about to put a lock on this office. I tell you, because, boy, everybody walking in. But anyway, so yeah, guys, y'all already know what took place on last night, so we're going to talk about it. But let's interview Miss Hampton right quick. Since, that's the whole purpose you're on here, to talk to the people, let people let them know what you think about the Cowboys or whatever. Did you want to sing? Okay, so what's going on, Miss Hampton?
No, just wanted to say hello, everybody.
Okay, I'm sure all the kids will be next. But anyway, okay, well, thank you, Miss Hampton, for stopping by. We appreciate you saying hello. And, right now, we're going through a tough time right now because, oh, boy, this is not going to be pretty. But we're going to talk about it, y'all. We're going to talk about this thing and about what happened on last night because the Cowboys got cooked by Dalvin Cook. He got cooked, baby. Yeah, man, and we're finna point some fingers today. So anyway, we're gonna get right on this box score real quick and talk about these Cowboys. Miss Ham, what else you gonna sit in?
Okay.
No, I'm just saying you can sit in.
No. Go, so.
I don't want you to be sitting here by yourself because I don't get. So let's tell you what. So how was your day today?
It was good.
It was good. Okay. All right. She worked at one of the local high schools around here. So yeah, she's just now getting in and yeah. And so we're gonna kick off our shoes and get ready for tonight's game. But anyway, all right. Thank you, honey, for stopping by. And close that door too. No, just kidding. All right, it's all good. Yeah, that's my lovely wife hanging out. Just got in and everything. But anyway, guys, let's get right off into this thing, man. I'll tell you what, back behind you is the 1995. 1995 Cowboys, baby. That's all I got. Let's see who we got right there. Darren Smith, Robert Jones, and Dixon Edwards. Then you got Larry Brown, Brock Marion, Darren Woodson, and Deion Sanders, baby. Now that was a squad right there. You hear me? But anyway, I want to give a shout out to all the supporters. B. Harris, me and B. Harris, we tried to be two real Harris. We tried to get together today, man, and we tried to do another video today to bring to y'all, man. And we did 20 minutes of talking, and for some reason where we're doing our recording at is not working, so it did not record. B. Harris, I tried to call you, see if we can't get you on this live video or something, but you didn't answer, brother. So I guess we got to get this out here. So also, and it's everybody know you got a chance to meet my grandson, Mr. Freddie D. Clickety clack, I am back. That's what he said. But yeah, so he did really, really good on the other day. He always said, "Papa, I want my own channel." I said, "Well, let's start you out on my channel and see how you do." So he got a couple of articles and got on here and did his thing, and he'll get better as time goes. So I'm looking forward to seeing him on ESPN or Sports Center or something like that. Keep it up, never know. Also, I wanted to greet all the new subscribers. Evidently, he said something because we got new subscribers. So yeah, I'm about to give Freddie a time slot. I'm gonna get him a time slot somewhere on this video on this channel because he's definitely drawing in some subscribers. He said he wanted 1,000 likes and he wanted 500 subscribers. So. And you guys have granted him his wish. We haven't got quite that many, but we have seen some improvements, and we want to thank all the newcomers and all the subscribers and all those that are following us and that are. What's up? Come on in.
I just left my phone.
She left her phone. All right, that anything else?
Okay.
What you got?
Nothing.
Come on, you want to sing and dance? Come on, sing and dance.
No.
Put on the spot. But anyway, so yeah, we want to thank all the subscribers, man, and for everybody for just being a part of this huddle, as I always call it. Also, if you haven't hit the notification button, please hit the notification button so you will be notified for the next video that will be posted, that is posted. So moving right along. So yeah, guys, it wasn't pretty. It was pretty, but then it wasn't pretty in the end. Basically, that's what I have to say. We fought back. You know, we was down 14-0. You know, we started off slow once again and had to play catch up, which we did. And so let's get on the box score real quick. So the box score reads something like this. In the first quarter, Vikings had 14 points. We had absolutely nothing. Second quarter, Vikings had 3 points, and we actually got 14 points. Third quarter, the Vikings was able to get 11 points, and we got 7 points in the third quarter. And once again, in the fourth quarter, we play our butt off again. We absolutely give up nothing to them in the fourth quarter, but we only got 3 points. So, yeah, that's where it stands right now. And as it looks right now, Vikings are 7-3, and Dallas is 7-4. Moving on down to the stats. Let's move down to the stats and let's see who did what. And I'm not talking about the other team. I'm only talking about our team and our players. So we don't expect to hear all of the information from the Vikings. We're not going to do all that. We talk about, like I say, nothing but Cowboy talk. So Dak was 28 for 46 for 397 yards and 3 TDs and 1 interception. And that 1 interception came after the Hail Mary. So, you know, that's pretty darn good doing it throughout the game. 397 yards. Good grief. Zeke had 20 carries for 47 yards. No TDs. 2.4 yards per carry. Amari Cooper had 11 receptions for 147 yards, 1 TD. Randall Cobb had 6 receptions for 106 yards with 1 TD. Michael Gallup had 4 receptions for 76 yards, 1 TD. Blake Jarwin had 3 receptions for 35 yards. Jason Witten had 2 receptions for 17 yards. Ezekiel Elliott had 2 receptions for 16 yards. So, I'm sure at halftime, someone recognized what was working, what wasn't working. You would think. Now, when I look at this paper I got right here, and I'm looking, basically, this is telling me what worked and what didn't work. So as a coach, I'm going to stick to the things that are working. Right? Right? Or make adjustments for the things that are not working to where they will work in our favor. But we're going to talk about that. But no, we're going to talk about that right now. So basically, when I see that Zeke only had 20 carries for 47 yards, that means that the defense has decided to stop the run. Okay? So they're saying, Dak, we're challenging you to beat us with your arm, in which Dak did pretty much just that. But in order to open up this run game, everything cannot come from shotgun. I mean, you have to get up under center every once in a while in order to open up your run game with the play action. Look at what the Vikings did. They put double tights. They put a fullback. And then they had Dalvin Cook Dalvin Cook, whatever his name, Dalvin Cook. I think that's his name, Dalvin Cook. Then they had Dalvin Cook at the tailback. And people were sitting here talking about, and I'm right, it's totally off script. People were talking about, well, Jalen and Van Der Esch, they look terrible, they look bad, this, that, and they wasn't doing this, and they wasn't doing that. But let me tell you something. Basically, what it boiled down to is the Vikings had a better offensive scheme than our defensive scheme. Okay? The reason being, if you look back at the highlights, you will notice that they would have 6 guys on the line, offensive line, versus our 4. Bad matchup. So do you know what that means? That actually means that one of the linemen will be able to release downfield to pick up one of the linebackers, as you could see on the highlights. And with the lead back will pick up the other linebacker. So you know what that does? That creates lanes for the running back. It kind of bothers me that people are sitting here saying that, well, Jalen Smith and Leighton Van Der Esch are not that good. No, they're that good. But this offensive coordinator for the Viking was brilliant the first 2 series. This guy had our defense on its heel. Me and B2 Rhea Harris, we sat there and we watched the highlights, and basically they out-schemed us. We did not match up. They would have 6 guys on the front line. We would only have 4. Okay? They would come with double tights, and they would do a fake rollout boot, hit Rudolph in the back of the end zone. So, it was things like that. They kept us on our heels. So it wasn't that our linebackers were bad. It's just the play calling of the offensive coordinator for the Vikings. And I have to say, personally, I say, Chris Richard got our coached. He got our coach. So anyway, let's go on a little bit. So, that's just stuff. We're going to talk about some more of that stuff. We'll go do some more observations, but let's keep it moving. So let's talk about the things that make you say, So let's talk about this. I'm going to mention some things, and you tell me what you guys think. So first question is, was the Vikings offense that good, or was our defense that bad? Was the Viking run defense that good, or was our O-line run offense that bad? Could it be that the Vikings offensive coordinator, let me say it again. Could it be that the Vikings offensive coordinator is brilliant, or Chris Richard is just not that good? Think about this, guys, okay? So, here's the next one. Do you think Dak should have checked out of the run play? And we're talking about when it was 3rd and 2 or 2nd and 2. That situation, the situation that we was in. So the question is, do you think Dak should have checked out of the run play or carried out the play that was called? These are things that make you say, And I would like for you guys to put down in the comments, what do you think should have happened? Or what do you think, or who do you think who was the better of the 2 teams on last night? Y'all let us know so we can answer that. Because I'm just saying, man. I mean, I'm watching these highlights today. Today, me and B2 Rhea Harris was watching these highlights, and man, I'm telling you, this offensive coordinator had a offensive plan for the Cowboys, and on the defensive side of the ball. Basically, they were saying we are going to put 7 guys in the box. 7 guys. Sometimes 8. And my problem was, and which, like I said, I'm not taking anything from Dak, because Dak, he slowly started progressing. He started coming to his own. He started making some darn good throws, and kudos to those receivers, Cobbs and Amari, man, and oh my gosh, these guys were on fire. Michael Gallup. So you can't challenge Dak like that and not think that he's going to burn you, because he will burn you. It's just when we got down into the last few minutes of the game and our play call. And let me say this, and I've also come to realize after hearing some information of some other sources that there was a lot of communication breakdown. One question was asked about Dak not checking out or should he had checked out of that play when he ran. Should he had checked out and called a pass play? Well, mentioned by Jason Garrett, he said there are other plays that come with the plays that are called. And what he said is we have to do a better job at executing those plays. So there was a communication breakdown with Dak, the coaches, and the players doing or doing what's necessary. As Jason said, with the play that Dak was given, there are other plays that comes with that play. Without trying to throw anybody under the bus, but what he's saying is, if you're in this and you see this, do this. But instead of Dak doing this, he stuck to that. In so many words. Another example was Travis Frederick was on 105.3 this morning, and the question was asked about that same situation. And he mentioned also, I think when that missed block, when Zeke got caught in the back, got caught in the backfield. He made mention, he said he don't think he communicated well enough with the line to make adjustment to make those blocks. Because basically what happened, Connor Williams released downfield. I don't know if he didn't chip block hard enough, but he released down the field, and Travis Frederick could not make that block. But he admitted to say that he did not communicate well enough. Come on, guys, y'all professionals. So the question was asked this evening on the Fan and Jason Garrett's live interview today, about an hour ago, and asked the question about Tavon Austin's fair catch. And it was reported by Jason Garrett. He said, well, we didn't communicate well enough. Oh yeah, I'm giving the scoop, because this is what I heard today throughout the day, and this is a nugget. And he said that we as coaches did not communicate well enough to let him know if you can get the ball and make some good yardage, do that, or just fair catch. So there was a communication breakdown because they did not communicate with Tavon Austin on exactly what to do. So y'all know where I'm going with this. I have come to believe that our team is as good as our coaches. And Jerry Jones, if you get mediocre coaches to coach your team, you're going to get mediocre play out of your team. And that's where we are. Mediocre. Average. Simply due to the fact of our coaching abilities. Now, I was really surprised. I was really surprised about Chris Richard play calling. We just didn't match up well, and we just couldn't get them guys off the field, and it took us too long. I had it mentioned last week that we should be aware. What is going on with my? I'm supposed to be showing the game, man. Yeah, what that happened? Hold on, y'all. What that happened? Dog. I ain't know it's gonna be doing all the commercials and stuff, y'all. I'm sorry about that. We supposed to be watching the game, man. Well, no, y'all ain't supposed to be watching, really. Just supposed to be kind of looking back there. But that is the 95. That's that 1995 Super Bowl champion team. Boy, look, here's all we got. But anyway, so that's where we are, man. But let's talk about conspiracy. Talk a little bit about conspiracy real quick. So what if, here's the question. Do we continue to root for this team to do better throughout the rest of the season and make the playoffs and do good in the playoffs? More likely might lose somewhere in the playoff, and Jason Garrett gets signed again to an extension of a contract? Or do we hope that, or we just say, listen, it's hard to do. It's hard for me how can I say? It's hard for me to root for our team to lose more than to win. But if it happens, the good thing about this is more than likely Jason would probably be replaced. I don't want to say fired or, kicked out, whatever, because that's a harsh word, because everybody needs their job. But he would probably be replaced. Just a conspiracy. Or do we keep him around? Or do Jerry Jones look at this man as his Tom Landry? Keep him around until Jerry Jones finally retires or something. So, same as Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is going through growing pains. Do we want to continue to grow with Kellen Moore? Or do we go out there and get an offensive coordinator that knows a little bit more about football? And here's another conspiracy for you. So say that the season ends, or is getting ready to end. Don't say the season ends, or getting close to ending, or whatever. And knowing that Dak hadn't signed his contract yet. And Dak is asked a question by his agent, or him and his agent get to talking, and his agent said, well, Dak, we finna see how much money we're going to get from the Cowboys. What if Dak basically just say, no, let's see what happens to Jason Garrett first. Because if I don't get paid, I can always go to another team. Ooh. Wee. Woo! Now that's a conspiracy. What if Dak say, if Jason come back, I'm out? Woo! So, wait a minute now. Think about that. Oh, man. Dak could have some power in this thing. Dak could have some power of saying, dude, you bring this guy back, that's never mind. I'm going over here to Miami. I'm going over to who else is out there? Let's see, who's another team, man? Cincinnati. And get paid big money. I can get my $40 million with Cincinnati. Or let's see who else is out there. Let's see. Them probably two teams right now that probably pay for him. Shoot, he might find himself in Washington. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? So anyway, just a little conspiracy theory for you guys, something to think about. That could happen. So do we continue to push and say, yes, we can do this? Or we say, man, just let's lose out, or whatever happens, so we can get rid of Jason and change the culture with this coaching staff. So we have to wait, guys. But anyway, just a little conspiracy theory for you guys, something to think about. So let's talk about the matchups. I'm going to ask you guys this. Y'all answer. So, running back versus running back. Vikings running back versus Dallas running back. Dalvin Cook versus Ezekiel Elliott. Who wins the battle? We know Dalvin Cook won that battle due to all the screenplays that they ran. And we ran absolutely none of the screen passes. Anyway, wide receiver versus wide receiver. Vikings wide receiver versus the Dallas Cowboys wide receiver. And we know who won that matchup. It was the Dallas Cowboys wide receivers. Okay. Okay, let's look at this one. Vikings quarterback versus Dallas quarterback. Kirk Cousins versus Dak Prescott. By the numbers, we would definitely say Dak Prescott won the quarterback challenge. The quarterback matchup. Tight end versus tight end. So we have Rudolph versus Jarwin and Witten. And the winner goes to Rudolph. The Vikings tight end, Rudolph, he wins the battle. He got 2 touchdowns. Two touchdowns. So, yeah. Vikings offensive line versus Dallas offensive line. Me, myself, I say Vikings offensive line. Ooh. Vikings defensive line versus Dallas defensive line. Once again, we have to say Vikings defensive line because they absolutely shut down Ezekiel Elliott. Vikings secondary versus Dallas secondary. Well, if you look at the numbers of the quarterbacks, I would definitely have to say that Dallas secondary won that battle. So overall, guys, it was definitely a good game. It was a good game. We have to say it was a good game. And I really and truly, like I say, I don't blame anybody. People are saying, now they're saying that Zeke is not as good as he was. Zeke is, he can't make people miss. But man, when you put 8 guys in a box and going to prove or going to make a statement that we're not going to let Zeke run, it's not that Zeke is not good anymore, but they're stacking the box. Okay? We did not make any adjustments. We did not put Zeke in a situation where he can do anything, do any good. But that falls back on coaching. That falls once again on our coaching staff. Kellen Moore is going through these growing pains, learning as he go, because that's what we decided to do. We're going to get us another like McVay and all these other little young offensive coordinators. What's good for somebody else, but doesn't necessarily mean it's good for us. You understand what I'm saying? So we did make adjustments for Zeke, okay, to be great. You know what I'm saying? We did not put him in position. You can't expect him to pick up that many yards when you're in shotgun and you're gonna hand off. There's no lead back. We didn't set him up with no play action. We didn't go up under center. Majority of our plays was in shotgun. This is something that falls on the coaching staff. Now, once again, we talk about the defensive side of the ball. We're saying, well, that Jalen and Leighton Van Der Esch not that good, and all this stuff. But once again, it boils down to the coaching. I take nothing away from none of the players and what they done. They all did their job. We had every opportunity to win the game. And we blew it. And it wasn't the players that blew it. It was the coaches that blew it. Simple as that. And personally, like me and B2 Real Harris said, our coaching staff does not match up with the talent we have on the field. Y'all remember being in 8th grade, 7th, well, you have your kids in 7th, 8th grade and going to their school and watching them play football and play basketball. That is probably the worst time of the years of watching your kid play sports, because they bring some science teacher in there, they bring some biology teacher in there, they could bring some PE teacher in there to coach your kids, and it's like OMG. Nothing like Pee Wee and nothing like high school, and all you can do is like, oh my gosh. That's exactly what our coaching staff is like. Now, like I say, Chris Richard, you talk a good game, brother, but dude, you're giving up too many yards, man. But you know, you gave up what, 28 points. That's not good. We need to stop, man. We need to hold people to 10 points like we used to. I don't know what's going on, dude. I don't know our preparation. I don't know what we're doing throughout the week. Now, I understand it was a short week. I don't care if you got to stay up 14, 16 hours a night. That's what you need to be doing. You don't got time to sleep. In a short week, that means you have to put extra hours in. But much love to our players. Our players fought their butts off. They played their butt out. They played their butts off. But this one here, I'm about to chalk up to the coaches with the poor play calling selections and the lack of communication, which was actually mentioned by the coach, the head coach, that is. So anyway, so I'm not going to hold you guys any longer, man. I just wanted to get this out. It's a little bit long, but man, we got to do better than what we're doing right now if we plan on doing anything. And then again, maybe we don't need to do any better than what we're doing right now. Maybe we need to just be mediocre, that we may find some changes, because right now we know that Dak is in his last year of his contract. Jason Garrett in his last year of his contract. What happened? But we will see. But once again, man, I want to thank y'all for stopping by and taking time to watch this video, man, and being a DC4L. You understand? Because that's what we are, DC4L. And with that being said, man, I'm going to holler at you guys on the lighter side. And like I always say, don't nothing come to us stupid but a dream. So let's make it happen. Tap. Deuces.